Barcelona B and the blueprint. Before the champagne football, the 6 trophy hauls, or the sleeveless turtlenecks on Champions League nights, Pep Guardiola was just a rookie manager in charge of a humble little side called Barcelona B. It was the year 2007. Pep had just wrapped up a glittering playing career and had spent the next few years absorbing knowledge like a sponge. From Johan Cruyff's ideology, Bobby Robson's pragmatism, and allegedly several chess books. His appointment at Barcelona B felt like a safe experiment, a gesture, a soft launch. But from day one, it was obvious this guy wasn't normal. He didn't just win promotion from the Spanish 3rd Division, he turned Barcelona B into a footballing laboratory. Imagine kids barely old enough to shave, executing 20-pass patterns, positional rotations, and pressing with psychotic intensity. They didn't just move the ball, they choreographed it. It wasn't 3rd Division football, it was a PhD thesis disguised as a league campaign. Meanwhile, the main team, a mess. Ronaldinho was partying harder than he was training. Deco looked about 5 years older than his passport claimed. Frank Rijkaard, the coach who once ruled Europe, had lost the dressing room. So in 2008, club president Joan Laporta made a call that would change football history. Let's give the job to Pep. Yes, a 37-year-old rookie, 1 season of coaching experience, no first-team matches, just vibes, a vision, and a brain that ran on caffeine and positional play. Barcelona, 2008 to 2012. Now this was the era that flipped football on its head. Pep walked into the camp now like a minimalist revolutionary. First order of business, drop deco. Second, sell Ronaldinho. Most rookie managers beg stars to buy in. Pep cleared the deck and handed the keys to a 21-year-old Lionel Messi. The boldness was off the charts, but guess what? It worked. In his very first season, Guardiola delivered the treble, La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the UEFA Champions League. Not just winning, dominating. All while playing football so beautiful, it probably deserved to hang in the Louvre. Xavi and Iniesta weren't just midfielders. They were synchronized swimmers in cleats. Messi wasn't stuck on the wing anymore. He was the false 9, drifting, slicing, scoring, redefining the role. Dani Alves overlapped like he had rocket boosters in his boots. And Sergio Busquets. He quietly rewrote the textbook on how to play as a holding midfielder. Tiki-taka wasn't a buzzword back then. It was a way of life. 70% possession, 900 passes. Opponents didn't chase the ball, they chased ghosts. And then came the peak, the 2010 to 2011 season. Barcelona were a machine. They humiliated Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid 5-0 in El Clasico. And in the Champions League final at Wembley, they dismantled Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United. Ferguson himself said he'd never faced a team that good. This team wasn't just the best in the world. It might have been the best ever assembled. It was like watching the Beatles and NASA design a football team together. But genius has a price, and by 2012, Pep had paid it. 4 years, 14 trophies, dozens of tactical innovations, and total mental exhaustion. He walked away, not fired, not forced out, just done. Burned out by perfection. The sabbatical, and then Pep vanished. No dugouts, no tactics boards, just silence, wine, and long walks through Central Park in New York City. While the footballing world speculated about his next move, Pep was reading, reflecting, studying. To most, it looked like a break. To Pep, it was an evolution. He was building version 2.0 of himself. And when the phone rang, it wasn't from England or Spain. It was from Bavaria. Enter Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, 2013 to 2016. If Barcelona was art, Bayern Munich was precision engineering. Pep inherited a squad that had just won the treble under Jupp Heynckes. Most managers would have ridden that wave. Not Pep. He benched Mandzukic, brought in Thiago Alcantara from Barcelona with one message: Thiago or nothing. Then he converted Philippe Lahm, arguably the best fullback in the world, into a holding midfielder. And it worked, like clockwork. Bayern won the Bundesliga in record time. By March, the title was theirs. In Germany, that's practically halftime. But this wasn't Tiki-Taka 2.0. This was Pep 2.0. Faster, sharper, more vertical. The passing remained, but so did a ruthless direct edge. David Alaba became a hybrid full-back midfielder. Manuel Neuer turned into the prototype sweeper-keeper. Center-backs split wide like playmakers. Pep introduced 2-3-5 attacking shapes before Twitter analysts had names for them. Pressing? Relentless, like a swarm of red-shirted bees with PhDs in spatial awareness. But there was one glaring omission: the Champions League. 3 straight semifinals, 3 straight heartbreaks. One featured Lionel Messi turning Jerome Boateng into a meme. Another ended with Atletico Madrid's sucker punch. Despite 3 league titles and 2 domestic doubles, critics circled like vultures. He overthinks. He can't win without Messi. Just win the Champions League, bro. Pep had had enough. It was time to prove himself in the most chaotic, unforgiving league in the world. Manchester City, Year 1, 2016 to 2017. The Premier League, Pep's next frontier. City handed him the keys, but the car needed upgrades, fast. Joe Hart, benched for not being good with his feet. Aleksandar Kolarov, played as a center back. Goalkeeper rotation mid-season, why not? And those fullbacks, let's just say they weren't exactly Dani Alves and Jordi Alba. It was a rough start. City finished 3rd, trophyless, knocked out of the Champions League by Monaco. And the British press, ruthless. Can't hack it in England. Only good with Barca players. Fraudiola. But Pep didn't flinch. Manchester City, the Centurions, 2017 to 2019. The next season he reloaded, signed Ederson, the ideal modern keeper. Brought in Kyle Walker, Benjamin Mendy, Bernardo Silva. Pep's squad finally looked like Pep's squad. And then destruction. In 2017-18, Manchester City recorded 100 points. 100. The most wins, the most goals, the biggest goal difference. It wasn't a title race. It was a public execution. Kevin De Bruyne was playing like he had cheat codes. Leroy Sané was uncatchable. Ronaldinho plugged every gap like duct tape. It was Pep ball, but with Premier League intensity. Next season, even better. Liverpool pushed City to the absolute brink, but City responded with 14 straight wins to end the season. Final tally, 98 points. And a domestic treble, the first in English men's football history. Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, all in the cabinet. But again, no Champions League, knocked out by Spurs, by VAR, by literal millimeters. Inches stopped greatness. The tactical rebuild, 2019 to 2021. By 2020, Liverpool were champions. City's defense was leaky. Something had to change. So Pep changed everything. In came Ruben Dias, a defensive rock. Joao Cancelo became an inverted fullback, a fullback who plays in midfield. The strikerless system became the norm. City started controlling games without a striker. Total dominance through total control. In 2020-21, they won the league again. Reached their first Champions League final, but Pep pepped it. No Rodri, no Fernandinho, no holding midfielder. Chelsea scored, Pep lost. Cue the same criticism. He overthinks it. But you could feel it. They were close. The pieces were almost all there. The treble season, 2022 to 2023. And then he found the final Infinity Stone, Erling Haaland. The Norwegian machine arrived and scored 52 goals in one season. City adapted. Less pretty passing for the sake of it, more brutality, more directness, more goals, faster transitions, surgical finishing. Pep also added a new wrinkle, John Stones as a midfielder. A center back stepping into midfield to control tempo? That's Pep. They defended with 3, attacked with 5, dominated everything. Result, treble. Premier League, 1. FA Cup, 1. Champions League finally won, a gritty 1-0 over Inter Milan. Not the prettiest, but symbolic. The monkey off Pep's back. City were now officially a dynasty. The Empire today, 2023 to present. And the machine keeps rolling. Since the treble, City have added the UEFA Super Cup, the Club World Cup, and, most notably, 4 straight Premier League titles. That's something even Sir Alex Ferguson never did. Pep is in his 9th season with the club. That's an eternity in Guardiola years. But the evolution never stops. Haaland is still a goal-scoring juggernaut. De Bruyne, when fit, was still one of the best passers alive. Phil Foden? No longer a prospect. A superstar. And if you look carefully, Pep's already planning the next cycle. New roles, new talent, new ideas. The Empire is strong, the architect is still tweaking, and until Pep finally runs out of ideas or gets bored and walks off into the sunset again, everyone else is just trying to keep up.